Okay, let's firstly create the template. Again, it's always firstly create the index page and then just adjust its CSS style. And finally, we're gonna start working on its functional stuff, which is going to be the JavaScript file. Right? Let's start by doing the first HTML file is index.html. Index.html is always meaning the main page, the home page, right? It's going to be the landing page for the project. Let's start by doing the template. It's not working. Okay. So just create the empty project, and inside here again we're going to grab the bootstrap. I already have it here, and just copy it here. This is a bootstrap. All right. With a bootstrap, I will be able to use those online CSS class to help me to design my stuff here, right? Let's add a container here, a div with a class equals container.
Can you make the font a little bit?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to change the font. Make it 30. Right. So I have a class. A div with class equal to container is going to hold my everything basically, right? So inside here we're going to start to create. Let me think about it. What do we need here? We firstly need a title, a heading here. So it's going to be H1 unit converter class is equals to text center, move that to center, and make it bigger display 4, and margin bottom 3. It's just a bootstrap class. Right, it's just a bootstrap class. Let me see how it looks like right now. Oh, this is how it looks like. Right. And next step. Right. I have a div here, and next thing I want to create a form. Allows me to convert the unit. Div class. Oh, not. Yeah. Form group. And inside this form group, I have input. I'm going to have class equal to form control, and type is equal to number. The user only can be allowed to enter numbers here, so we can we can only be able to know to convert a number into another number. It's not be able to any type of string. Name. When the name is just input value, and ID is equal to input value. All right. Oops. ID is equal to input value. And let's create a placeholder for it. Placeholder, enter count. Let's take a look. Right, so this is how it looks like. Oh, it should be in my container. Why it's not in my container? Oh, sorry, I should put that into my container. I don't want it to be too big. Yep. Alright, and let's see what next I need. Let's style it a little bit. Alright, this is adding my own style to it. I want to change the background color, change the font color. Also, I want to add in some padding top and the bottom, move things down a little bit. That's what I always do. Let's add in a new file. Style.css. Let's add something to the body. Padding. Top. 70 pixel. Move things down a little bit. And also padding bottom. 70 pixel. Move things up a little bit. And this ending background color and the color. It's background color. I can use the color number 33. This is for the black color. And I want to change the font color. I want to change the font into white. The text color into white. It should be FFF, but it's just white. It's the same thing. Right, let's reload the page. Oops, I haven't connected them together. I need to connect this style CSS into my index.html. So in the head tag, I can just add, after the bootstrap, let's add in a link it with our style.css. Right? Let's see. Right, so it's saying a dark color, and move down a little bit. And I'll be able to enter any numbers here. Let's change the title, unit converter. So the form is ready, and the heading is ready. And next thing is going to be the place where I put my output. Right? I mean, when I enter something, I want to see how I want to see the number in different units. So I need a place to hold all my output, and I'm going to put the different values showing there when I enter something. So let's have a div here, another div. Let's call it ID is equal to output. Right, output. For output, let's see. So I'm going to transfer that into gram and kilogram. So adding some comments here right now, and also the ounce. I want to convert that into 3 different other units. For the gram, let's say let me create a div for that, and I can use a class is equals to. Okay, I want to make it looks better. Just want to using some bootstrap to make it like a give a layout of each item and give it a different color, and also initialize some heading here. Like say this one says gram, this one says kilogram, this one says ounces. Those are just some layout of it. All right, let's create that. So we're gonna use a class called card. This is also a bootstrap class. BG primary, make it a background primary color, make it in blue color. And the margin bottom too. It's giving me some space between each other. Another div with class is equal to class card header. Gonna put some header for it. And inside here, I'm gonna have my H4, saying this is for the grams. And inside here, I'm going to have a div after it, and with ID is equal to gram. And here, I'm going to put my answer inside this div. All right. Later, I'm going to put my answer just directly inside this div. And let's copy this whole. Let's take a look of it. Let's take a look of it. Right, this is how it looks like. It's just a blue rectangular, and with a header saying grams. With heading says grams. I'm just going to copy that, and then make one for the kilogram with a different color. Let's change the BG primary into BG success, and it's going to be the green color. And the ID here is going to be let's just using kg. And the name here is kilograms. Right. And let's make it one for the ounce. Let's copy that one. Make one for the ounce. For the ounce ID, I can use OZ. Color, I want to use a red color, so it's BG danger. And the text here is going to be ounces. Let's take a look of it. Right, so we have blue one, green one, and the red one. Those are just three blocks here, and I'm going to enter the value for it. And later, when you use the JavaScript, when I enter some number here, it's going to change those 3 numbers. Right, depends on what I entered here. So that's it for our layout. Let's firstly create a JavaScript file right now. We're gonna create a JavaScript file and catch our user input, and depends on a different input, we're gonna show different numbers in 3 different cards. Let's create a new file, main.js. It's going to be a JavaScript file, right? And let's link them together. Remember, like we're going to put that at the end of the body, so it's going to allow the content of the page to load in first, then run the JavaScript file. Script source is equal to main.js. Right? Let's put that at the end of the file. In the main.js, let's try to do a console log. See if they are linked together. Console log, hello from JS. See if they are linked together. F12. Let's reload the page. Right, hello from JS. I'm getting this one here. Right, hello from JS. So that means they are connected. Whatever I write in JavaScript is going to be loaded by the HTML page. So, right, let's think about what we need to have in my JavaScript file. Again, let's firstly we're gonna catch the user input here, right? Whatever the user input here, we're gonna catch that. So it's going to be we need to add an event listener here, right? We add an event listener like to catch the input the user does, and we just get it as value and try to convert it. Let's do so. So we're gonna have a catch user input. So we're going to do document the query selector. Sorry, you can use get a element by ID. So same stuff. We already have an ID for it. The ID is called input value. This is input values. I'm gonna add an event listener for it. Right, you can using key up here, and I'm gonna using the input, or you can also using like a catch the submit. It's basically the same thing. We're gonna using you cannot use the submit. Submit make it not like a dynamic. Like we don't want to just change the value when I submit the form. I just want to change the value when whatever I input here is going to change the value of it. So every time when the user input something, we're going to run the function to change those values. So we're going to use the input or using the key up here. And whenever the user trying to change input, we're going to run a function called convert. Right, that's it for this one. And that's how you add event listener to the user input. And we're going to have a function here called convert. Right? And again, we can just pass in the event and to help us to getting the current value of it. So you can using the query selector. There's 2 ways you can get the value of it. The first way is to, again, it's the same way as we did it before. We can do let's get user input value. So we have 2 ways. The first way is going to be a variable input is equal to document query selected by the value, right? And you get that item, and they just call the value of it. It's going to be one way to get the value of the user input. We can try it out. Console.log the input. This should be whatever user input there. Let's try it. So if I enter 1 here, say like this is a user input. It's one way you can get the input. Another way is instead of using the query selector, you can just using e.target. Right? E is a current event here. So if you're using variable input is equal to e.target, and if you try to console log it, let's say it's going to give you the current item you are trying to edit, right? I'm editing this one, so it's changing this. It's just showing me this is the item you're changing. So if you just call the value of it, it's going to give you the same results, right? You just call the value of the either target. It's going to give you the same results. Yeah, it's going to give you the same the user input right now in the current target item, right? I'm targeting on this input field. So if you call the value of it, it's going to give you the current item you're trying to edit, right? So I got the user input, and it depends on the user input. We want to change the output of stuff, right? I want to change what the value showing in my output, right? We have the 1 for the gram with ID equal to gram. We have 1 for the kilogram with ID equal to kg, and have 190 for the ID equal to OZ. That should be so easy, right? We just change the inner context, the content, right? The content all in those 3 divs, and then we can show the values of it. It's really easy. So let's do it. We're going to do a pounds, 2 grams. So we're going to do document the query selector. We're going to select that gram div. Query selector, the place where ID equals to gram. ID equals gram. We're going to change its text content. It's equal to whatever the user's current input, and times 453.592. That's how you convert pounds into gram. If you are interested in how this number come up, you just go to the Google, right? Like 1 pounds to grams. You see, this is how 1 pounds is equal to 453.592 number. I just using the 1 times that, right? The number is how much the pounds it is times that number to give you the grams result. Right? So have another one. Actually, we can test it right now, right? Let's try if that works. So it's gonna convert that for me. Let's see. Let's go back here. Want to enter something? So see, it's showing the value right now. That's how you do it. Just really easy and convenient, right? Any number you put here, it's gonna convert it for you to convert the pounds into the grams. Right? Let's adding more to it. Let's doing one more for the kilogram. Let's copy this one here. Kilogram, just the gram divided by 1,000, right? So that's how we convert pounds into kilograms. And one more. It's going to be pounds to ounces. Going to copy the same stuff, but this time it's just going to be the input times by 16. Multiply by 16, and it's going to be how the pounds transfer to the ounces. All right. So right now, no matter whatever you type here, oops, it's not working. Oh, sorry. I need to change the ID here. This one is going to be the ID kg. This one is going to be OZ. Different place. Let's reload the page. See, this is how it works. So no matter what I type, the chat change the number for me. All right. So a few more things we're gonna do is we're gonna hide this 3 block when I firstly come to this page. I don't want to show them here. I only want to show the 3 blocks when I enter some values here. All right. So let's hide them at start, and when I start typing, I want to show them back. So at the top of the page, I want to hide it. So it's document, the curve selector. I will select the whole output, the div, right? I have an ID for the whole div. It's called output. Those are the three cards are inside here. I want to hide this whole output. So we're going to change its style display into none, or we can just change its style visibility. So basically the same thing. It's have a slightly difference. If you're interested, you can just check it online. It's basically have a really similar stuff. Style the visibility is equal to hidden. It's basically it's just trying to hide the stuff. You can just see the display equal to none, right? It's the same style, the same thing. So right now it's hidden. You're not able to see it. It's not showing anymore. And to show it back, you are going to change the visibility into visible instead of hidden, right? We're gonna copy this whole line, and once we enter something in the convert, we are going to get its value and then show the output. Show output. And change the visibility into visible. It's just the same thing that can change the display into block. Right, let's try it. So it's coming back. When I reload the page, it's disappear. And then when I start typing, it just come back. Right? When I start typing, it just come back. When I reload the page, it just disappear. Right? So this is going to be our initial design of the unit converter. But actually we can make it more interesting. We can add more functions to it. Right now it only allows you to convert the pounds into different like a grams, kilogram, or ounces. How about we make it like a real unit converter? We can convert the distance. We can convert the temperature. We can convert any units we want. We can add any more features to it. So I want to make it like this one. I will be able to change the different units here. Right? I can convert a different temperature. I can convert a different distance, meters into miles, into inches, and I can convert the ounces into grams into pounds, and kilograms into pounds, or the pounds into those things. I'll be able to select, like a user can select whatever inputs they prefer here to convert. Right? Let's add more features to this project to make it more interesting. All right. So this is what we have here, and let's add more features to it, add more functions. I want to convert it into any other unit I want here. All right, let's do it. Let's go back to our code, and again, there's a few things we're going to change. Firstly, yes.
When you press enter, or when I press enter in the input box, it deletes the
Ah, that's because you are submitting a form. Actually, that's easy. Actually, we don't really need a form here. We can actually delete this form here because we're not submitting it. Because remember the default setting for submit is going to reload the page, refresh your page, so everything is gone. Actually, it's easiest to solve that, just delete the form because we're not using the form. We're not trying to submit our form to anywhere in this project. Right? It's ready to delete the form. It's going to work, and when we hit enter, nothing is going to happen because there's no form for you to submit. Another way is just create a function and change the call the e.prevent default. Right? We're going to cancel that refresh action inside the page. All right, let's keep it working. first thing we're going to change is we're going to change the layout of the current page. Right now we only have an input box here, allows me to input a value, and I also want another drop down on the right of this input, allows me to change the different units I want. So it's going to be need me to redesign my UI here to change the my input into an input group and have a button and an input. Right, let's do it. Give me a second. All right, let's redesign it. We're gonna delete this current form group here. Let's redo it. All right, let's delete the input here. We're gonna redo it. We're gonna have this time we're gonna have a div, and the class is equal to input group. Right, instead of just a single input, we're gonna have input group, and inside this input group, we're gonna have two stuff. One is the input we just had, and another one is a drop down selector there. So we're gonna have firstly an input. It's going to have a class is equal to form control. Type is equal to number. It's the same stuff. I shouldn't delete it. I can just use the one I just had. And name is equal to input value. ID is equal to input value, and we have a placeholder. And this time we can have, I can just tell him enter the not enter pounds, just enter numbers, enter number, whatever, just enter number, whatever units you want, just enter the number of it, right? All right, so I have the input, and after the input, we're gonna have a div with the class is equal to input group append. All this syntax can be found in the Bootstrap, right? All this syntax can be found in the Bootstrap, and it just allows you to append a button after it. I want to append anything after it. Actually, we're gonna append the button in this case. We're gonna create a select tag with class equals to btn, make it look like a button. ID is to a unit. Right, give it ID so we can select it later when we get what the user was trying to select here. And in here we're going to have different groups, different option groups. Object group with label is equals to weight. It's going to for the weight. And in this one, we're going to have the different options. Option 1, this is going to be the pounds, LBs, and we're going to have another option. Option. Hold on. Option. We're going to have the grams, and we're going to have kilograms. And ounces. Those are for the weight group. Let's create one more group. This time we're going to have a label equals to temperature. And inside here, we're going to have different options. Just design the layout of it. It's going to be Fahrenheit. Have the C, centigrade, right? Just F and C. Different units for temperature. And let's have another group for the distance. Feel free to add in more groups or more units if you prefer when you're doing this project. A label here is going to be the distance. And you're going to have the different options. Have the meters. You're going to have the oops, what I'm doing here. Options. We have meters, we have the miles. Oops. Miles. I have the meters, miles, and inches. Right? It's just any three. You can add any more here. So let's take a look how it looks right now. Right? Let's take a look at the current layout. If I reload it, you see I have the button is ready here. I can be able to select. Right? That's just what I was trying is just doing this drop down here with a different label, different groups, and the different values inside it. Right? Allows me to select. Right? So the layout is ready again. We can right now whatever you enter is just going to change that to the grams, kilogram, and ounce, and we're going to change that into also it's going to depend on the current selection you put here. Right now it just only cares about your input. We're going to change that. Let's go to the JavaScript file and start working on that. Yes.
What is the name property or used for? In your input, you have name equals. That's it. In this file, it's called input value. What is that used for?
And the name?
Yeah.
We actually don't use it, but I just always put the name here when I create an input, just in case I may need to use that later. But actually, when we didn't use it here, we just deleted it. It's not actually.
What is it used for?
It's just used for the name. It's when you create a form, and the name is unique in the current form, and you will be able, like when you're trying to access a different child, for the input child inside the form, you can use a name to access it. You're gonna see how we're gonna use that in the future, but actually we're not using it right now in this case. Right? If you don't have it right now, it's fine. Yeah, but the ID we definitely are using that. Name here we are actually not using it, but I always like when I create input, I always gonna put the name here, just in case we're gonna use that later. This is that's how people are actually using the inputs. We mostly likely people are gonna put the name here, and in the future we're trying to access the current form, and we're trying to say how many input I have here, and a name is a good way to refer to a different input you have inside this form, right? Right now we don't even have a form, so it's fine just not have this name, right? What? Go down? Yeah, it's go down. It's a select. It's a select. Oops, sorry. It's a select. Open here and close here. Inside the select tag, we have a different option groups. OPT group, and one group for the weight, one group for the temperature, and another group for the distance. This is just a pure HTML, and with a Bootstrap, right? This is no JavaScript involved yet. Right. Again, right now I'm recording a video. I'm gonna upload the video to the YouTube later. So if you're not following with us, it's fine. But just trying to listen what I'm talking right now and ask a question if you have. All right. So this is just a layout. Again, this is how our page looks like. We have just the input. It's working as an old way, and also we have the drop down is ready for us to play around with this drop down. I haven't do anything for this drop down. So right now I just have the template of it. Okay. Let's try to catch the user input in the drop down there. Right now we just not even care about that. So let's come back to the JavaScript file. I already have one to catch the user input. After it, let's also try to catch the use a unit selection here, and also catch up the selection like a user does. Let's have a document the current selector. What we're gonna do here, we're gonna put the ID of it and catch it. I have ID for the unit, I think, right? ID is equal to the unit, right? The select has ID equal to unit. Let's just choose the ID equal to unit. And another event listener to it. And event listener. And they're gonna, whenever you change the input of this selection, I'd like to also run the function convert. Both of them are running the same function, right? Like if the user changes the value, we want to reconvert it for them. If the user change a different selection, we want to reconvert it for them. So both of them are just linked to the same function. And the key, what happened here is going to be, it's going to be in the convert here, right? We're going to change the convert here. Yeah. So what I'm planning to do here is like we're going to remove these things. Right now, these few things are just for the weight, just for the grams. Sorry, for the pounds, lbs. When I select the pounds, this is my current output. But when I select other thing else, like when I select a meter, it's gonna change the current change the output, as this is the output for the pounds. And I'm gonna change the output when I select meter. It's gonna show, instead of showing the grams, kg, and oz, it's gonna show the ones for the miles, for the inches, right? We're gonna change the different output. Right now, this is just output for the grams, kg, kilogram, and oz, and also the output here. This is just for the grams, kilograms, ounces. That's not what I want here. I'm gonna remove that, because this is going to be the dynamic output right now. I'm not going to just always using the ones with ID equal to grams, kilograms, or ounces, and that's not that makes sense. The heading is not make sense. The ID is not make sense. So instead of making it just static the HTML, I'm going to just remove it. I'm going to just remove it, and I'm going to dynamically put in the value in my JavaScript file. I'm just make that empty right now. I don't want to have any value inside it. I'm going to dynamically put in the whatever in the HTML inside there. Right? So let's go back to our JavaScript file. So the convert function, we're gonna completely redo it. We're gonna change that into depends on the different the selection. We're gonna give a different result. So let's actually, I'd like to remove it for now. It's gonna be easy to make it. So in the convert function, every time when we run this function, we're gonna firstly getting the user input, and then getting the current unit, and then depends on the different units, we're gonna give a different result, right? So let's do it. Those things first, get user input. Again, document the current selector. And I'm gonna select the one with the ID to input. I'm gonna end, not end. It's get its value. Again, you can use it, and you cannot use in either target, because maybe you are targeting the unit, right? Maybe you are targeting the unit, or maybe you are targeting the input. We can just using the current selector. It's make sure you're getting the correct value you want. And again, we also want to getting the unit selection. It's going to be the same thing, but with the ID equal to unit. Right, let's try to do a console log here to make sure we're getting the thing we want. Console log. Console log, I want to console log the. I didn't get a value for it. Just create a variable for it. Variable input is equal to that, and the variable unit is equal to this. Now you put the input plus empty space plus unit. I want to console log it out. Just make sure I got both of them. That's right. So when enter 1, oops, it's getting error. Cannot read the property of null on a line 13. Right, so let's go to the line 13 and see what's happening here. Line 13, it cannot get in the 1 with the ID equal to input. Oh, it's ID equal to input value. Right, it's ID equal to input value. Not equal to input. Let's try it again. Reload the page. Put a 1 here. Right, I get a 1 pound here. And 2, 3, it's trying to change the unit here. Change it to meters. Yeah, it's getting change it to meters. And let's try to change that to temperature. Yeah, it also works. Right, it's getting the current input for me. No matter I'm changing maybe I'm changing the unit, maybe I'm changing the value of here. Both of them are working. Give me the. It's going to console log the different result for me. All right. So let's. Alright, that means we're successfully getting the unit and the input right now. And depends on the different unit, I'm going to give the different result. So it's really good to have if cases here. Like if the unit equals this, I'm going to do that. If the unit is equal to this, I'm going to do another thing, right? So I'm going to prefer to using a switch cases to checking the different unit here. Check the unit value. We're going to have switch cases here. Switch depends on the different unit. Remember, unit is a variable just created, which is equal to the current unit I selected here. Right. So in the switch, I'm going to check in when I select the pounds, I'll run to here. When I select the pounds, I want to do a function like maybe it's called convert pounds, convert LBs, and passing my current input to it. It's going to be a function, and when I want to run this function, and to ask it to convert it for the current pounds into different units. I'm going to run a function and break it here. And we're going to have cases when maybe I want to try to convert the grams. And I'm going to convert grams, right? It's same thing. Input and break to break the switch. Remember, like if you don't put don't put the break here, it's gonna continue running forever. Continue running until the last case. And gonna have a case for the kilogram. When the unit is equal to the kilograms, we are going to do the function convert kilograms. There's much ways you can do it. I'm not using the best way, but it's using the most straightforward way to do so. Right, so just keep going, keep going. I'm not going to do all of them, just doing a few of them. Let's just add one more for the meters. Right, just show you how to do it. Convert meters. I mean, feel free to add any more here. I just being lazy, and I forget the break in my last cases. Break. Right, I'm gonna you're gonna still have the ones for the convert temperature, convert F to C, convert C to M, like gonna convert meters, convert miles, convert inches. Right, right now just making this few ones for you. All right, so we have the switch cases ready, and inside it we have a different help functions inside here. I'm going to create those functions. Alright, so let's create those functions. Functions, convert pounds, convert LBs, and takes a user input, which is input here. Yeah, it doesn't have, this two doesn't have to be matched. You can just using another name. Maybe I just convert it's just convert a number into different numbers. And just a different name is fine. It's just parameter name here. Let's firstly try to console log it, see if that works. Console log the current number. I'm going to create a few more. Let's try to copy that. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's gonna convert to the pounds. We're gonna have convert grams. We'll have convert kilograms, and we'll have convert meters. And you may have more than me, but right now we have 4 here. Let's just going to give the different results. Again, it's not the best way because this function are going to be looks very similar, but this is the most straightforward way. If you have found any way better, you can just using your way to do so. Let's try to check in the current output. When I select a different units, it should be able to console log my current number for me. Let's try it. Right? Let's reload the page. And when I put my number 1, 2, 3 here, oops, convert LBs is not defined. What? 923. Oh, I have a typo here. Yeah, convert pounds. Yeah, this is why you want to test it. See, we just found a bug and fix it. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Right, this is my current number. When I change it to the meter, it's gonna print it again for me, because I have a console log here. When I try to change that to pounds, it's print it out again. I have 3, and go back to the grams, print out 1 more. Right, seems like it's all working. It's just keep printing the 1, 2, 3 current value for me. That means I'm getting the value in the function, and also the function is running. All right. So we can comment out the console log and do whatever we need to do here. So in the convert pounds, what do we want to do here? We want to convert the current pound into the gram, kilogram, and ounces, like what we did in my old unit converter. So we're gonna change the document, the current selector. Actually, what I want to do here is like on top of this one, I want to create a variable. Output is equal to document the current selector. Select the ID equal to output, and I will be able to use this output variable in all these cases. So in this one, I want to change the outputs in the HTML into the HTML I want. So what I want to change it here, I want to change it to the, just again, we're gonna make a string here. It's going to be very annoying again. It's gonna have a div and a close div, and we're gonna have a class is equal to card, card, and the BG primary, MB2, right? I cannot break it. I'm gonna using the plus. I'm using this one and the plus that one. Break that into 2 lines. Let's make that into here. It's easier to see. Then inside it, we are going to have a div. Let's create a string for that. And we're gonna plus the end div. Right, let's make it a comment. And this one going to have a class is equals to the card header. Card header. Right, it's just the same template. We used to put this one into our HTML file. Right now, I just put that into JavaScript file. And you can using the create element and create a different div, create a different heading here. I can do the same thing. I'm gonna have a h4 here. Grams. I'm doing h4 here, and I'm gonna plus a div to holding our answer. Div plus the current number times 453.592, right? And then plus the end div. That is the one for the grams. Now this is 4 grams. And let's keeping ending. We're gonna add in the one for the kilogram. Let's copy that. Put that under, and copy that. Put it under. We're gonna put it 3 times. And this one is for the kilograms. And this one is for the grams. Sorry, for the ounces. This one is going to be that number divided by 1,000. And this one is going to be the number multiplied by 16. Right, this is for the pounds. And convert the grams. Just copy this 3. Copy this unit converter. You're gonna put it here. That's for the grams. And for the grams, gonna change it to it's gonna be number multiplied by if you search online, it's going to be 0.00220.462. That's how you convert this is not for the grams. This is how you convert a gram into pounds. Yes, and we're gonna convert that grams into kilograms. It's just so just divided by 1,000. This is kilograms. And we're gonna convert that into ounces. Right, we have convert grams ready. Let's copy that again. For the convert kilograms. Convert kilograms, we are going to have pounds, grams, and ounces, right? Just right now this one, convert kilograms to pounds is going to be this number times what number is that again? This is grams to pounds, and right now we're trying to convert kilograms to pounds, so it's going to be type 1,000 here. 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be 2 point. That one, and convert kilograms to grams, just times 1,000, and convert the kilograms to ounces. It's going to be times 1,000 here. 2, 3. It's going to be 35. 57. Right. Hopefully I didn't do the math wrong. But this is how it works, and we're gonna have another one for the converted meters. This one going to be a little bit different. The meters only have 2 selections. One is for the miles, another one is for the inches. So we're going to only have 2 here. One is to convert that into miles. Another one to convert that into inches. Right. For the miles, we are going to change the number 2 times this is super annoying. Meters to miles is going to be 0.000621371, like that. and the meters to inches is going to be number times 39.37, something like that. Just Google those numbers. If you do the same thing, you're gonna get a similar result. All right. That's how it's gonna work. This is one way it works. Let's try it. I'm gonna remove the master last n here. Right. Let's try it. So if I reload the page, if I try to enter pound, oops, oh, nothing's showing. F12. I'm getting errors. Cannot set property inner HTML of null. Did I get the variable wrong here? Variable output, document selector output. Oh, I forgot to put the ID here. And I need to change the style visibility. It's back to true here in the convert. After I do the switch, before I do the switch, I can change the style of it into visible to show that, and then do the unit convert. Try it. What? Still not working. Let's see. Let's put that on the top, and then instead of the output, I can just change the output, the style. I can change the output, the visibility into visible. And actually, I want to console log my current output. See if that actually works. Yeah, that's my output, and it's visible. Why there's nothing inside it? Where's my content?
Because you hide when you first load the page, remember?
Well, I didn't refresh the page. Why it is not showing anything? I already changed the style to visible. It should show something. After I do it, let's try to console log output the inner HTML and console log it out. Let me see what I have inside here. Right. It's empty, line 70. Yeah, HTML. Why it is empty? I added something to you. Is that because my stuff is not working? Let me try to. Let me see how it works. This is what I had there. Output. That's the output. Remove that to the top. And playing with the output. And I change that to the hidden, and then in the function convert, I change it back to visible. And in the each function, I change it in HTML into the value I want. That's not make sense. Let's try to uh, comment this out for a second. In the convert pounds, I just want to do output the inner HTML is equal to h1. Let's just play around with it, see if that works. Hello? Let's try it. Hello works. Showing the hello here. What?
Give the final quotation mark.
Let's try them one by one. Alright, let's just comment these two out. Let's firstly try just showing the grams. It's not showing. It's not showing. Has a problem here. Must be a typo somewhere or something like that.
It means when where do you call the function converters? Could you check for you?
Check what?
Where do you call the function converters?
The function is called here. It works. I just try to convert out the showing the hello here. There must be something wrong inside this whole part.
Oh, Shield, at the class header, card header, on that second div, it's missing just that quotation mark, like inside the header.
Oh, I see. Let's try that. Oh yeah, you're right. Now we got it. Alright, let's try to come in the back and change what I had there.
It's just gonna be the same thing for all of them.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna change that. All of them. Yeah, so this is very dangerous syntax. I mean, it's better using the create element, but I'm just lazy to using that one. It's really hard to debug it when you have a really long string like that. But it's better to using the create element syntax to do so. It's still not working. That's because I'm missing a plus here. Oops. Yeah, plus here. Yeah, let's try it. Oops. What? Right, I'm kind of lost here. This one is because I didn't change this should be miles, and this should be the inches.
So Shield, why do you have that div in quotation mark? I mean,
In parentheses, right? This is auto fix by one of my plugins, but it shouldn't change the results. Just going back first. It's just something I missed here. I know that. It's definitely I missed something. Let's focus on this one here. just copy the one I used to use here. I have a copy of it. Let's just replace that. I'm not sure what I was doing wrong, but this one definitely should work. And have the one for the convert grams. Good change, replace this one. This is for the grams and convert kilograms.
Same thing. Those elements on this headers.
Convert the kilograms, just this one times 1,000. So I'm just times 1,000 at the end. On the meters, I also have a copy of that. Alright, so let's try it. Right, this time it works. I'm missing some syntax there. It should be typo somewhere. But this is for the pounds, and change the gram. This is change to pounds, and kilogram and ounces. Change it to the kilogram, change it to pounds, kilogram. Oh, this should be grams. This one should be grams. So in my convert kilograms, this one should be grams. Right, and for the meter, and those things I haven't made it, so it's not working right now. But actually, we should make that for the meters. It's going to change it to miles and inches. Right. So that's how it works. And I said there's a better way to do so is using the create element. Right, using the create element we just did in the bookmark. Instead of saying grams here equals to that, we're going to using like document the create element. I'm going to create div and adding the class, adding the h4 and the div. I'm just not going to do that so far to waste your time. You should be able to understand. You already know how to do that because we did the same thing in our bookmark. And the better option is like because of they just have a similar layout. We can just make a help function to generate this layout in the help function to generate like a generate card. And to generate the whole card and just give the different value here and give a different value here. It's going to be a much better choice to instead of doing it again and again because it's just doing the same thing again. But I'm just going to be stop here. So this is how the project is going to look like. So you're going to have a unit converter and it has functions to allows you to convert the different units into the other units. Right, so when you select the gram, it's going to be able to give you the different result you like. All right, and when you're trying to select the different units, it's going to be able to transfer it for you. Yeah, let's send. Yeah, you can find my code in my GitHub. I already have this in the GitHub. You will be able to find it there. And let me upload the video to the YouTube. All right. Let me close this.